So tonight's Thoughts from 5D is called Doubling Down, focusing on Twitter. And this one is kind of a farewell message, bon voyage to my YouTube audience. This is Otis 5D, Thoughts from 5D. So, I've been doing this, 14, 24, about consistently. I've been doing this about 10 days now. This is the 10th day, 11th day, something like that. And it's very clear to me. Actually, it's not clear at all. That's not true. I haven't really been looking at my metrics at all. But the only kind of like spark I got was that I've been posting these to both YouTube and Twitter, and I haven't received any messages from YouTube, meaning like I had a, small but significant audience on YouTube, and I haven't heard anything from anyone, which is totally okay. But I do take it as a sign to some extent, only because on Twitter, I've received 3 or 4 messages from people I don't know in real life, who are people I follow on Twitter. And I got reposted, retweeted by a big account, like 400,000 follower account. And so one of my videos there had at least, I don't really check this stuff that much, but a few days ago it had 7,000 impressions. And, it could be more now. It's like, whatever. That's a lot compared to 3 views, right? So the point is that I don't know. I feel like we're in this time of rapid acceleration where you have to stick and move on a real second by second basis. And as I'm doing this more, I've mentioned this, it's like I feel like I have less time than I've had in a long time for things like group chats and shooting the shit and whatever. And because my focus is always kind of like, okay, I got to make the art, got to do the show, got to keep building. And, making the thumbnails and shit on YouTube is, it's like a time constraint that doesn't exist on Twitter. There are no thumbnails on Twitter. It's like, there's your video. And obviously I don't have to make thumbnails on YouTube, but that's super ghetto. Which is okay. But anyway, here's the point. You have limited time, and there are a bunch of people I follow. There's like a whole cadre of people. If you know who these people are and you're into them and you're into me, please consider going to my website and going to Otis12D and becoming a part of my community, because I will be so happy that you exist. And if you are such a person and you don't want to join my community, hit me up or something, because this stuff means a lot to me. There I go again, being like super long-winded without actually saying anything. So the people I'm referring to are Ali Abdaal, Dan Coe, Dan Coe, Nicholas Cole. Okay, my brain farted because Coe and Cole sound so similar. Dickie Bush and Justin Welsh. That's kind of like a cohort right there in a certain sense. Ali Abdaal, Nicholas Cole, Dan Coe, Dickie Bush, and Justin Welsh. So, I follow these people closely, and one of the things they talk about is they really suggest, like, if you're going to start making content like you've never made content before, really focus on one platform and double down there, triple down there, quadruple down there, because once you have like a foothold on one platform, you can then expand outward. And it's very clear to me that if I could wave a magic wand and have a foothold on any platform on planet Earth right now, it would be Twitter, no question. It's like not even close. I'd rather have a foothold on Twitter than have a foothold on every other platform except Twitter, because my people, the people who are thinking about the things I think about, who care about what I care about, who are grappling and focused and whatever on similar things are all on Twitter. So I'm taking that as a huge sign to really double down on Twitter. And I think I'm going to stop posting clips on YouTube, like almost immediately. So, this in some ways could look like to my YouTube audience like quitting. It's like I disappeared. A lot of people, if anybody even sees this video, a lot of people wouldn't know. I was a very active YouTuber, and then in like, I don't know, late 2019 or something, just before the thing happened, I just stopped. Actually, I want to just briefly tell a story. I had this little run where I was making videos a little bit like this. I was traveling in Southeast Asia, and I finally broke down and I made a video about how I prefer Trump to every other candidate at the time. And the video would not fucking upload. I was in Bali, and this would have been January 2020. It was like literally days before the first inklings of something happening in Wuhan started spreading on social media. And I made this video, and I'm like, I like Trump the best. And the video would not upload. I tried uploading it like 19 times, and I took it as a sign from God that like I was not supposed to put that out there at that time. Do I like Trump the best now? I think so. What I like the best now is like God. I like God the best. I like Balaji the best. I like Network States the best. I like The Future the best. I like Brian Johnson the best. I like Mark Andreessen the best. All these people I'm mentioning, Brian Johnson's active on YouTube. But for the most part, these people are active on Twitter. Like all of the people, Naval, I like Naval, I like Peter Thiel, and Peter Thiel likes Trump. So, and Peter Thiel got JD Vance, the vice president, to, be the vice president. And so, I guess in that sense, I like Trump too. But I like other things. And so anyway, that was like such an, if I ever get a real audience, I'm just going to be so thrilled and flabbergasted that there is like some niche of people that is willing to put up with my ridiculous, like, the totally quantum brain. That's like a very self-aggrandizing way to describe my inability to like complete thoughts. But this just like endless jumping around from tangent to tangent. It does all eventually like connect, but woof, it's a rough ride. And so, but anyway, I was listening to this Mark Andreessen podcast. So, you got to just keep going. You got to double down, right? I was listening to this Mark Andreessen podcast today while I was waking up. I think I listened to it a couple times with Chris Best, who I believe is maybe the founder of Substack. He's something at Substack. Let me look that up. Who is Chris Best? Chris Best Substack. Okay. I think he might be the founder. Oops. Why did it do Sun? Substack. Okay. Chris Best. Co-founder and CEO of Substack. Good. I love it. I love that I think I'm so smart, and I don't even know that the guy whose podcast I'm listening to is the fucking founder and CEO of Substack. So anyway, I'm listening to this podcast of Mark Andreessen with him, and Mark Andreessen was talking about how Kevin Kelly, one of my great heroes who I had the beneficent honor to meet and spend time with once upon a time, that he had this seminal essay, God, this is like 13 years ago now, called 1,000 True Fans, about how on the internet, you don't need to go for a mainstream audience, because if you can get 1,000 people to pay you $10 a month for whatever you're doing, that's $10,000 a month, which is, $120,000 a year, which is an upper middle class lifestyle in the West, and outside of the West is an upper class lifestyle. So Anyway, Mark Andreessen was saying that since that essay was written, the internet has expanded like anyway. Here, I can't remember the exact number, but I remember the exact analogy he said, which is there are now more early adopters in tech than there were tech users in 2011. So the market on the internet is now billions of people. It's not hundreds of millions anymore. And so what he was saying is he said anything that's good, like that's worth knowing about, should have like 50 to 100,000 true fans. And so, that's a really long-winded way of saying that, like, bro, I just got to double the fuck down, because in real life, when people hang out with me, it is not uncommon that people are like, wow, dude, wow, you're one of a kind, Otis. And, but to put that out in public, I'm in such cloistered environments in public. I'm very selective about where I present myself in real life. And so the environments there are not, they're like people that are primed to be interested in the things that I'm interested in, that I go blah, blah, blah about. But, on the internet, it's just any fucking retard can watch your video and be like, bro, shut the fuck up. You're ugly. You look stupid. You're old, like whatever. I'm sure that's the least of it. They'll be like, you're a Jew, and which is true. And so it's like, I have to just double down anyway. And you're like watching me. You're basically like, if I don't even know if anyone is watching these videos consistently. I don't even know if I have like a single fan at this point, which is okay, because I'm my own fan. So with that said, it's like, if anyone is watching these consistently, you're basically like watching me develop a thick skin in real time, which is why my, outro is go fuck yourself, because that really is my attitude. Because the people that are like on the inside of the go fuck yourself, they're like, yeah, all those fake motherfuckers can go fuck themselves, because they know it's not about them. And everybody who's on the outside, go fuck yourself. Like, straight the fuck up. Go fuck yourself. Suck a dick. Okay? That's truly how I feel, because World War III is well underway, whether you like it or not, whether you get it or not. If you don't get it, as Satoshi said, I'm sorry, but I don't have time to explain it to you, because I'm looking for the people who already get it and are looking to build with the other people who also get it. So that's a very long way of saying I don't really give a shit about YouTube. It would be awesome if I was like, if this video, if I was in a position in my life where I knew that I was going to upload this video and it was going to get like 10,000 views, like no matter, like every video I made got 10,000 views on YouTube. That'd be dope. I'm into it. I'm psyched. But my time, my focus, my attention is limited. And maybe at some point it will, things will be more, well-oiled machine and streamlined, and I can just add YouTube back in and, tell people like, hey, by the way, I also have a YouTube. But that's neither here nor there at this point. It's like, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, if any of my YouTube audience is watching this, this is probably the last clip I will upload for some time. I do think there's a chance I will start streaming on YouTube, maybe as soon as like the day after I record this video. If not, it's like I'm just going to keep saying it to myself every day until I do it. Like, is today the day? Is today the day? And, I just have to accept that my old audience is eventually going to be like, oh my God, I hate this guy now. Or like, what is he talking about? I don't understand anything this guy is talking about. And they give a thumbs down, and they, my subscribers drop and my dislikes go up, and, blah fucking blah. But I don't really give a shit. Because, I'm on a mission from God, just like the Blues Brothers. Shout out to John Belushi. And you know, you got to do what you got to do. So the takeaway for people, because I really genuinely always like to at least fool myself into thinking I'm providing value and not just like endlessly narcissistically talking about my own life, is that as you start taking action and you're throwing things against the wall, you will start to get a little, you know, like a that something is working, and double down on that unless you hate it. If you hate it, really think twice about doubling down on it. But if you like it, especially, bro, fuck the dumb shit. Like, double down on that, because that tiny little spark can eventually, you know, turn into a fire, and then, you know, and then people will say that it's like a directed energy weapon, like, you know, in Paradise and Lakina. And shout out to those who know. If you know, you know. Shout out to Pusha T. And I might push your T or not on a beam. I'm not Pusha T, but I might push a T. I can't remember what that is. But it's good bars. Those are good bars. So I think that's it. So I'm doubling down on Twitter. I'm saying goodbye to YouTube for now, because I don't even want to talk to YouTube people for some reason. Like, if somebody replied to these videos on Twitter, I'd kind of be like, hey, oh, yeah, okay, hey, cool, thanks for watching. If somebody replies on YouTube, there's a part of me that's like, shut the fuck up, fuck you. I don't know why. I'm just so accustomed to dumb fucks on YouTube commenting on shit that it's like I'm edgy. You know, I'm not edging. Shout out to Zoomers. I'm edgy. So double down on little things and watch as from your humble beginnings. Like I see, we talked about that yesterday. Things start to build. So that's thoughts from 5D, Otis 5D. So long for now, YouTube. So long for now, old audience. So long for now, Tick Tick Pop. It's been nice knowing you, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Otis5D.xyz.
Go fuck yourself.